You must feel as I do the connection between us.
Hello, 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 everyone. And welcome on back to some more Tyranny. Now that I've dealt with the snake that was trying to squat in my home without paying any rent. You see, if it paid rent, we'd be fine. The situation would be much more fine. Because if it paid rent, that would imply a lot of things. One of the things being that it had a lot more sentience. The other being that it didn't necessarily mean any harm.
On it.
But how are you all doing? How you doing, Red, Lisa, Harlequin? Maybe it's Ren is eating rats. There was no rats. It was probably trying to get a bird and fell into my exhaust vent. There's probably a hole in the mesh on the exhaust vent going out of my roof. That's likely what it be. What were we last doing? Hey, Blowhigh, thanks for the lurk. The Dauntless can be found near the infested old walls. I still need to find the Dauntless. But I mean, we've dealt with this region now. Your progress is arrested by the appearance of a gang in crimson and leather who rounded the corner ahead of you. Oh shit, Verse mutters. The ass gang. She shrugs your questioning glance. I ran with them for a bit. They note you and approach, weapons at ease. The foremost gang member raises a hand in greeting. Hail the gang. Only water snack but no water near. You raise your own hand in response, greeting the approaching gang. The leader's head is half-shaven, and the pale sickle of a scar curves down her cheek to the corner of her thin lips. Fatebinder. Verse. We don't care much about the slippery loyalty of law dogs. Mutts can't help but nip at their betters. But Verse, she betrayed the chorus, and that demands a scalp. Sorry, I'm flat out of spare scalps, clever ass. The one you're using will do nicely. If they want to fight, and I'm happy to oblige. Your call, Binder. Let Verse fight them, I can fight with Verse, or I can intimidate them. You step between the gang and Verse, your hand going to your weapon. You remind them of your rage and anger at Vendrian's Well, of your actions during the conquest, the widows you left crying and the orphans you left alone. Of your choices since, you ask them if they truly want to delay a Fatebinder of Tunon the Adjudicator over an insignificant matter of pride. By the time you finish, they've all backed up a pace. With a final glare at Verse, the choirmen step out of the road and let you pass. Verse frowns. I could have handled that, you know. Chastise her causing trouble, glare silently, or just move on. I'll just move on. Oh, fear with Verse and wrath with Chorus. Oh no. Verse nods to you, and the two of you continue your journey. Ah. Verse was disappointed by my orderly, honorable ways. Gained fear. Scarlet Chorus were aggravated by my words and actions. Gained wrath. Oh well.
I'm not one for superstition, but every hair on the back of my neck is standing at attention. Look at that, a future corpse.
There we go.
Come at me, grave meat.
You okay, have help? Do a rhyme spike on that one. And you do a mother's embrace on that one. Start drowning it before we spirit with ice.
Fall before me.
And the other one gets drowning as the first one dies. One thing I do need to do. Let's update your healing spell there, buddy. Focused intent. Yeah, we can make it a lot stronger. I don't know how the accuracy would help. Make refresh faster. We can give it more range. He doesn't have 125 lore skill yet, so we use cyclical energies too. He can handle that. So now that's... in his hands, it's 57% health. Jeez. Okay, that was a
Will
worthy
do.
update.
Heads up, we have company.
You get a bit closer.
You got it.
I need to do a sweeping blow here.
I'll be through that part of it. This is embarrassing.
I need to...
As you command.
Flawless.
yeah, do a little bit of a quicken there.
As much as I do.
Drop an
I'll
L,
take care.
kabam.
Yes, I did cut.
That animation was up. For snacks.
Wake me up when it's over.
Second breath of verse.
Take that!
Don't go rushing off to get yourself hurt. No, why do I bother?
She's still... no, she didn't get wounds because I picked her up. Right? Right. She didn't get any wounds because I picked her up. Gotta loot all the bodies first. And now we can loot the Dauntless. On weapon crit, does a foe AoE. and the Stalwart Surge ability. Zorbeltis. Aren't you just a silly fighter of brain? Are you fighting your brain something silly? Oh, you poor thing. Do you need some help? Do you need me to get my vines in there? Do a little bit of rearranging? Let's see, what does Stalwart Surge ability do? Releases a wave of energy to stun nearby enemies. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna bother reading it. As your hand touches the hilt of the sword, a rush of sensation courses up your arms, as if you had dunked them in warm water. The feeling is at once calming and overwhelming, and leaves you breathless. Calming and overwhelming and leaves you breathless? Same. If you ever need a sword big enough to cleave the old walls in half, that would be it. Careful where you point that thing. I've seen plenty of decorative copies in my time, but this is genuine. The Bane would not have gathered around a mundane imitation. It's the real Dauntless. You'll need to hold on to it, for posterity's sake, naturally. As you grow accustomed to the sword's weight, your thoughts are drowned out by a perpetual buzz of voices. Fragments of inspiring speeches, glorious battle cries, and the anticipation of triumph to come. The feeling subsides as quickly as it struck. Dauntless pulses in your hand, its potential desperate for release. Your perspective is divided between holding a sword and holding a living symbol. The distinction, at times, grows hazy. Yay! We have La Sword. Alright, let's see. It has less armor penetration than either of Versa's other two weapons. Neither of which are artifacts. It has a higher DPS than both of them. Of brain, of course, other range would not be good today. Also, apologies for the storm outside. Can't get away from it. Is Seeker extra accurate? Yeah, +5 to accuracy. So it has a total of +11 accuracy. Oh, this is more than its base accuracy? I see. Okay. Attacks compare accuracy value to a defense. Accuracy is defined primarily by the attacker's skill with that type of attack. Be influenced by finesse, talents, and other active effects. Okay, so that's just, you know, if it hits. Sad thing is, Dauntless is one-handed. I don't have anyone else use this swords. Let's see, this is a one-handed sword, not gonna use that. This bronze axe, one-handed, I ain't gonna use that. The Hammer of Sunder, two-handed, I had to keep it. Sigil of Torque has Sigil of Lightning. Plus 10 lore, plus 10 will defense. Alright, that's doing good. Twisted Iron Sword. I don't need that in inventory. The Heart of Battle. That's more of a first thing. Gonna go back to Lurkies. Sounds good. Hope you feel better. It wasn't you, Corteth, you swear? It better not have been you. Because if it was you, you should have at least said hey. But you didn't even do that. Masterwork shield. Oh, the Titan's blade. Oh, it's a two-handed sword. Masterwork quality. Now there's Titan's bits. Okay. Let's check the missions. Alright, return to Blood and Mark. Return to Jaspos. Which is back in the Bastard tier. Take Phoebe's flashback to Wagstaff. Who's back in the Bastard tier. Old Walls for additional fragments. In the tier, doesn't need access to lower tiers. Clea at River's Break. In Vindrian's Well. Okay. Check once more. Blood and Mark at Ashfield. Okay. Due to travel times, it's going to be best for me to go to Ashfield first. Talk to Blood and Mark. Why do I have to go here? Why can't you talk to me at my tower? When you step forward in anticipation of Blood and Mark's arrival, you notice that your shadow doesn't step with you. Instead, it slithers and slides along the ground, rising slowly, filling and taking shape until the Archon stands whole before you. His golden eyes rove you up and down, seeming to burn right through you as he assesses your newfound power. Apparently on the 4th, Horny Nerds AO3 had so many bookmarks it caused an integer overflow. Yeah, I saw that. The max signed integer value was reached. And that final bookmark was on an Omegaverse. What was it, a One Direction Omegaverse? Yaoi fic? Of course it was. Yeah. I can say at least it wasn't on HDG fic, because that would have gave HDG a lot more unfounded coverage. That would have gave it publicity they did not want.
Remember years back when I told you justice is just the name for the biggest sword in the realm? Claiming the Dauntless is part of establishing your own might, your own authority. Even if you dislike its heft, I'd advise you to keep the blade close. It has symbolic value beyond its martial applications.
Yeah. He studies you praisingly, pride, maybe even respect, alighting the shrouded features of his face. I could use some practice wielding its weight. No, I don't need the practice. I need a bigger sword. Could you help spread the word throughout the tiers? Tell others that I hold the Dauntless now.
I could, yes. But will I?
He scratches under his chin, feigning consideration for your request.
I guess you're somewhat my responsibility now. So yes.
He actually did. Wow, I didn't think he would.
Let's not get too distracted.
Fair enough, Bledden.
The Azure Shield still lies in the depths of the Stone Sea.
That's one of the places head next.
For a century, the Azure Shield went from one regent's night to the next. It seems like such a little thing next to a disfavored shield, but it's a powerful relic all the same. Finding it in the maze of the Stone Sea will be a challenge.
Ah, well, I'm up for a challenge.
I have an agent that could point you to the Stone Stalkers, a tribe of beastmen that have filled the power vacuum left by the fall of Azure. Only they know the landscape of the Stone Sea.
Okay.
Look for Hagrid and Halfgate. He's something of a sleeper agent, so he won't know you're coming. Should he give you any trouble, simply inform him that this is his chance to see his wife again.
Oh no. Is that just a sleeper phrase, or is that actually how you're holding him hostage?
When you're ready, meet me here once more. We'll discuss what's next.
Wait, I have questions. Didn't know any, but know better. I think you're as dogged as me. What do I want to know? That bracer you're wearing is rather eye-catching. I bet you're thinking something like it'll look even better on you, right, kid? This? He waves his left arm in the air, examining the blacker-than-black bracer, the strapping armlet that appears simultaneously solid as obsidian and diaphanous as a sigh. Almost a living, pulsing thing. That'd be my binding of shadows. Want it? You just give it to me? Why? Landmark favor to try it on and find out. He grins, teeth stark, flat and wide. I like you, kid. I wouldn't steal you wrong. Okay, hand it over. With a gruff grunt and some difficulty, he ratchets the bracer off, so it is solid after all, and tosses it to you one-handed. Careful with it. Not only weapons can be double-edged swords. I want to know more about you. Have you no respect for my diligently maintained air of mystique? I am stronger and faster than you, and I can move through the shadows with impunity. Everything else is a trivial detail. So what's the story with this place? The ambiance is very... you. Keen eye, kid. What I like about you is how you never fail to notice the obvious. I collect places I like, and I like this place. I killed an Archon here once. Maybe you can feel it. As the darkness ate her body, the trees absorbed her magic in an interesting way. How'd you become the Archon? The Overlord Kairos granted me the title. That's when I became the Archon of Shadows. Did some agent of Kairos just sweep you off the street? Kid, I am the agent of Kairos. I was killing for nearly 200 years before I caught the Overlord's eye. Or I should say, before she caught mine. What do you mean she? He blinks bright, burning eyes and hums thoughtfully. The corner of one mouth quirks, but he doesn't answer as he ebbs away into the utter darkness of nothingness. We're just confirming that Kairos is a girl? Hey, now I can go all the way around to Riverspring. 2 days, 3 hours away. Okay, so it's saying this would be faster than traveling here and going there. Which is honestly, I guess, fair. But I want to stop by the Ocean Spire anyways. And it's technically faster. Alright, Sage Garrus. Status of your research. Sigil of Focused Rain. Thought we just got a sigil. Where is it? There it is. Oh, we got a missive. Your cat has bonked you, the day is blessed. Nice. So communicating with Fatebinder Rogalos. Dear Fatebinder Claire, your actions at Sentinel Stand have once again supplied the rumor-mongers of the bastard city with stories to peddle. Some seem to think your cunning twist of legalese intended to display some great support for the people of Stalwart. That, of course, only leads to speculation about which people of Stalwart you intended to benefit. The unbridled upstarts, or the corrupt old queens. Others foolishly believe you unraveled the Overlord's edict to prove that you could, as if a sliver of cleverness could bring Kairos low. As a scholar, I prefer primary sources to gossip, so allow me to ask you plainly, why did you choose to spare the child? It was when faced with the choice to save a child or consign it to death, I chose to save it. That does not seem so strange a thing to me. Either decision would have fulfilled the Overlord's will. The last ruling house of Stalwart met its end in the Blade Grave. You need read nothing more into it than that. Maybe I ought to hire someone. At the, Mountain Spire. Sage Neria, we have Fair in the library here. Who's next few chiefs are here? Get a merchant. And then the Sunset Spire and Lethian's Crossing. Am I winning? I am winning. I'm always winning. Over at the forge, get another 2. Yeah, that'd be good. Sigil of Focused Rain reduces the area of chaotic descent spells, but increases the number of projectiles they conjure. Neat. Find a way to the Dawning and the Aurora Spires in the Stone Sea. Alright, let's get y'all researching some more things. So you need 4 recruits to do that research, eh? Okay, fine. There, you have 4 recruits now.
Yes.
Well, I'm currently busy with the research. I can only do 1 research. I can't queue up multiple research. That's a shame.
Good day, Fatebinder. What do you need?
I need Siren's loyalty up. I might have to have her in the party just to get some loyalty out of her. I want to know more about you, Siren. Tell me about your time with the Voices of Nerat. What has Nerat had you do for him? What he hasn't made Now, if that isn't the question that goes right to the heart of the storm, I think you should ask me what it hasn't had me to do, or at least tried to make me do. How did you meet them? I met it when I was unceremoniously dumped on its doorstep by Kairos. All I felt toward it since the moment I saw it was sheer hatred. When one person tires of me, they just hand me off to another. I seem to be quite the handful. No one is truly prepared to deal with me, I suppose. I was in its possession for 3 years, stuck doing what it wanted until you came along and started messing around with Kairos' plans. Why did Kairos give you to Nerat? I made the mistake of trying my song on Kairos, and forgiveness isn't exactly in the Overlord's vocabulary. Interestingly enough, I think it almost worked. Can you imagine how differently things would have turned out if I had a little more practice? I was brought out at one of the many lavish gatherings thrown at the palace. Kairos loved showing me off. You know, impressing the gathered elite. So I performed. I sang, I danced, I convinced people to join in. Then, in the middle of it all, I had a brilliant idea to work one more performance into the show. Something that would be the ultimate end to the evening. I added a counterpoint to my song and directed it at Kairos. In it, I mentioned that it might be in everyone's best interest if Kairos ended up impaled on a sword. I honestly didn't think it would work, but why not try, right? It went as far as Kairos unsheathing one of the Royal Guard swords. Then everything stopped. I don't know why. It was probably me. I got too excited and lost my control. But whatever the reason, Kairos was suddenly out of my control and let out a terrible shout. Weren't you afraid of getting caught? Of course I was. But I've seen how the world works, especially Kairos' world. People don't live long, and when they're disposed of, it's violent and sudden. I figured I was dead anyway, so why not try to rid the world of a horrible threat? Really? You were trying to save the world? Fine, I was trying to save my own skin. Happy? I was 12, so forgive me if self-preservation was in the front of my mind. Oh, look, a young lady who thinks of nothing but herself. Do you want to hear this story or not? Go on. Everyone stared, frozen by the yell echoing back at us. Kairos quickly recovered and gave the appearance of cheering us on, but I was convinced I was about to die. Interestingly, my execution never came. I finally realized I couldn't have been punished at the party, because Kairos would have to admit I had exerted my will onto the Overlord, and without a good reason to call for my death, I couldn't have been executed afterward. I was a songbird. I did nothing but spread Kairos' will and gather the armies. Would you execute your best and most loved recruiting tool? So Kairos worked with Nerat, and they gave me this helmet to bring me back in line. Then I was handed over to Nerat, that monster, because it is the one thing in the world I cannot control. Present company excluded, Fatebinder. Why can't you control it? I've been inside its mind time after time, and I've never been able to get a handle on what's going on in there. Every time I talk to it, I feel like a different person is talking to me. And every one of them wants something different. And one in particular wants something it's never, ever going to get. What? Come on, Fatebinder. You can't be that naive. I'm still a child, and I know about adult urgings, as one of my old teachers so clumsily put it. Ugh. Somewhere inside that chaotic mind, I saw the most depraved and disturbing desires I've had the misfortune of feeling. No matter what Nerat says to you, do not trust it. That will always end badly. Talk about the headdress. It's the bane of my existence, something that's incredibly painful to talk about. So why not? Why the headdress? Why not use a magic to gag you? They tried magic. It didn't really work. The problem is, spells can be broken, counterspells can be found, guards can be bribed, people can have accidents. Nerat and Kairos are the only ones who know how to remove this without killing me. The answer is locked somewhere in Nerat's insane and Kairos' currently not conveniently located heads. What does it do? Makes me impotent. Do you have any idea what it's like to have a hurricane raging inside you? To feel the gale crashing against you, to be released but only feel a gentle summer's breeze? Kairos and Nerat made it just for me. If I attempt anything more powerful than a simple tune, it will kill me. Isn't that simply wonderful? Honestly, to be so terrified of a mere child.
What do you need?
Da. Talking to Sage Neria. Electric Train. Control Grey Flight and control illusions. Interesting. Oh. Just a little bit of level boosting. Don't need a ton. Spy workers and
My
bear.
Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention? What can I do for you?
Nothing new to talk with you about. There are still some beastmen living in the Stone Sea. I heard your kind was nearly extinct.
Stone stalkers are weak. Starve. Die to humans. Kills in Shadow is fast strong. Best hunter protects pack.
You're not a Stone Stalker, right? So why were you leading a pack of beastmen from that tribe?
Is true. Am Shadow Hunter from Havenlands. But am last of tribe. After tribe was slain, Kills in Shadow looked to Stone Lands, stalking on long hunts for disfavored. But soon became needed by weak whelps. By Stone Stalkers who had been slaves and had not learned how best to fight. Maybe Fatebinder, who smells of alpha iron and death, has come to help Pack. Maybe can save Left Claw. Maybe Pack will not slaughter Fatebinder today.
Normally, I'd say don't push your luck, but continue on. I'm listening.
Left Claw, Packrunt, was hunted. Caught by humans. Is chained in burrow called Plains Gate. Help! Free Beastman, or humans will drape Packrunt's skin by fireside like a prize.
Alright, I'll try, but it'll be difficult to settle as rat for blood. I'll speak to them and see what options we have. A massive calloused palm cups the back of your neck as the beastwoman drags you forward. Her sweaty forehead presses to your own, and her pungent breath assaults your nose.
Human Alpha will not fail.
Eyes closed, she exhales a hot, musky sigh, and for once, she sounds more hopeful than threatening.
Fatebinder wants Beastwoman?
What can you tell me about Left Claw? Left Claw is good whelp. Hunts ironclads for kills in shadow. Hunts for revenge. Alpha has plans to help Left Claw for kills in shadow, yep. When I want to upset Beastwoman, yep. Any good hunts?
Good, yep. And many more than 5. Found pack of rot-smelling chorus in Apex Lands. Humans tried to scamper flee on sight, but Beastwoman was already in full sprint. Legs were pumping, blood was surging fast, heart throb. Flicked claws and slashed through backs, ears filled with screams. Was fun for Beastwoman.
This voice actor had a hell of a time. Must have been fun voicing Kills in Shadow, reading these lines. To the mountains by. Your influence spans even further. You can almost hear the whispers of 1,000 voices echoing through the resonator. If you concentrate, it would appear you can begin the same trance that showed you glimpses of the previous spire. Touch the resonator and concentrate. Once more you touch the sculpture, and once more your mind is flooded with sensation, this time of your senses leaving your body and floating up, higher even than the mountain spire, until all of Terratus is beneath your feet. From high above, you see the mystic currents moving about Terratus, billowing clouds of every color that churn about the realms. Even from this faraway vantage point, the cyclones and currents of magic fill you with dread and foreboding. Go through the mystic currents. As you near the mystic currents, you hear inchoate voices, commands, proclamations, the stuff of edicts. All across Terratus, the edicts of Kairos, some centuries old, still live on, the arcane signatures bright as the midday sun, seemingly stronger than the day they were proclaimed. As your senses float away from the arcane turbulence, you're struck by the fact that land untouched by edicts appears to be in the minority. Even lands long ago conquered by Kairos are still haunted by edicts, whether because they still linger from the olden days of conquest, or if they were cast more recently to suppress rebellion, your senses cannot glean. Oh, hold on. Same transfer to the previous spire. Your finger touches the stone and you're almost instantly assaulted with a rhythmic baritone thud and the sound of rushing fluids. By the third beat, the sound is unmistakably your pulse. As your heart quickens at this realization, so does the sound. A mystic jolt runs from your finger through your spine, and in that instant, you gain an intuition of the sculpture, a sense that it stands listening, awaiting your commands. Show me more. Sizzling heat races down your arm, and your feet feel for the moment to be hovering just above the stone floor of the spire. The sensation is oddly familiar, harkening back to the moment you broke Kairos' edict of execution. As this old pain ripples through your body, the waves of pain extend beyond the length, width, and breadth of your form, until the sensation is running down the spire, its masonry an extension of your spine. I guess I can't show more, so inflict woe and ruination upon my enemies. Show me more. Alright, let me talk to it again. Okay, I guess I can't see afar then. Okay. "14 hours to go there. That's far." That's a long time to go not very far. A bronze dagger.
What is it you need? I'm still amazed we survived the Edict of Execution. The Chorus may outnumber us, and the disfavored seem to grow more aggressive every passing span. We've endured our Neep days. The struggle now turns in our favor. What is it you need?
Talking to my companions.
One moment, my friend. Just let me finish this thought.
At your service, Fatebind. What do you need? If you insist. What? Until then, I plan to take whatever I can from.
Okay, not a lot to go. An older woman tends to a small but verdant patch of farm. Plump gourds and vegetables of vine and root vie for soil and light with a fig tree, its branches drooping with what passes for abundance in the tears. The farmer notices your approach and takes up her shovel as if it were a spear, favoring her left arm with a wince. Careful, stranger. I'm no easy mark, and I have little worth your time or blood. She may be old enough to be my mother, but she holds herself like a warrior trained. Who are you? I'm the woman who tills this soil, mends these walls and protects them with her blood. I'm supposed to be here. You're the ones who should be announcing themselves. Feisty. I like this old coot. Girl, this old coot has split skulls twice as thick as yours. Good hearing, too. You see Clea. Clea? Clea was my youngest. Why are you asking after her? Was? Shit. Don't tell me we're too late. I'll have you keep a civil tongue in your head, girl, while you're on my land. Sorry, ma'am. You okay, Verse? Yeah, I'm fine. What happened to Clea? She narrows her eyes, her fingers tightening protectively around the shovel. First things first, call me Essa, daughter of Asperia, and this is my homestead, granted me by Queen Vendrian Allanta in honor of my service. That's an introduction. You've got one to match? I'm Claire, Fatebinder of Tunon the Adjudicator. Essa's blue eyes widen in recognition. You're the one who ascended the mountain spire. They say you hung a banner woven of golden light from the battlements. Wouldn't have believed a word of it that had seen the glow from here. What does a Fatebinder want with the likes of me? I ain't broken the Overlord's laws. I'll follow your lead, Verse. I'm sorry, Essa, but Irissa has died. Irissa, dear girl. Dear, stupid, blind, foolish, arrogant girl. How'd it happen? She died in stalwart, aiding the Unbroken against the forces of Kairos. It was my fault. I raised those girls in the romance of war, on the tales of bloodying the bastard Tyr and pushing back Azure. How was I to know your armies would come in their lifetimes, that the gates of judgment wouldn't hold, or that you'd stride into the tears with the man of stone who'd step clean over a curtain wall? Even girls like mine couldn't stand against Kairos. There ain't been nothing like that northern shadow before, able to crush mountains and call earthquakes from a scrap of vellum. There ain't no fighting that, I told them. They didn't listen, damn them. Of all the old damn fool things I told them, the only thing they didn't hear was what mattered. Well, Verse? Mercenary out of Lathian's Crossing, the name of Crocus, pointed us toward Irissa. He painted her a much more vicious killer than you have. Crocus? I ain't never heard the name. Bald? Bearded man? The skin the color of bronze and thick as a beastman? I knew him by a different name. Right lazy bastard by my reckoning. The only thing he put much effort into was lying his way into a meal and a thong of rings. What justice is there if a man like him lives while my Irissa's met the void? What justice indeed, Fatebinder? What do you know of Gatorius? The sage? Was an older gentleman. Smarter than most, like he had the whole Vellum Citadel bouncing around in his head. A tad off in the way magicians so often are. His eyes as hungry as a flame. I'm not sure old and arrogant will help us single out one sage from all the others. You said you trained your daughters in the arts of battle? Aye. Their father were a good man, more suited to farm work than war. If you're looking for someone to blame, it'd be that person. I'd be that person. I trained them up, taught them the falx, the javelin, the spear and shield. And they used that knowledge against your precious archons and their armies. Hey, Essa, would you like to shut the fuck up now? What'd you teach them about the Overlord? That there's never been a graver threat to Alteritas. That Kairos represents the worst of the powers of man or woman. That such an evil must be resisted at all costs, by any means necessary. What? That directly contradicts what you said before. I changed my tune in my older, softer years, but as they growed up, I poisoned them against Kairos as thoroughly as if I'd carved it upon their hearts. Anything else you want to tell me, Essa? Naming a child for Kairos is a capital offense, ain't it? I imagine naming a pig for Kairos ain't no better. Care to meet Kairos the Overpig? He's around back. You see what's happening here, don't you, Binder? You use all this food yourself, or have you sold it to other people in the well? I sold some, for rings and without a Kairos damned license, too. So you admit to violating Kairos' laws right in front of a chronicler? Well, young lady, this is going in the permanent record. Hey, geriatric voyeur, you ever considered shutting your flapping gums? I've come to a decision. A life sentence, left to her grief. That's punishment enough. Or I find Essa guilty of fomenting dissent against the Overlord. Sentence is death. Verse, carried out. Or I kill Essa. Find you guilty of fomenting dissent against the Overlord. Prepare to meet the Void. This is your dance, Verse. Pick the tune. Gain very major loyalty with Verse. Really? Verse takes a step back, blinking rapidly. Considering her options, Verse sheaths her weapon and nods. We came here because of Arissa. She killed one of my sisters. I always thought I needed to avenge them, to make it right, because I'd failed them. But actually talking to you, it's cleared some stuff up. I guess what I'm saying is I miss my sisters, and you miss your daughters, and that's just the way of things. Essa nods numbly, turns and shuffles towards her squat farmhouse. Verse releases a long sigh, bends down and plucks a round red tomato from a vine. Her thumb slides across its skin, then presses lightly against it, dimpling the vegetable. She tosses it from hand to hand and turns to you. That was some uncharacteristic hesitation on your part.
I didn't realize you knew me so well as to say what is and isn't like me.
She smirks, then shakes her head.
I enjoy killing, Fatebinder. Doesn't mean I think everyone deserves to die.
Ursa and Claire are dead. What does that mean for your sisters?
I'm sure Whispers would have something clever to say about frustrated ambitions.
Verse shakes her head and chuckles darkly.
You ever have a friend who almost never speaks? But then every once in a while she slips in the perfect word at the perfect time, and it's the only thing you remember. That was Three Whispers. She was our wiry, flickering shadow with hair like crow's feathers. Preferred close-up work. That was her name, her 3 knives and the sound of air from a punctured lung. It's hard to remember stories about her because she never drew attention.
And yet?
Her old favorite. That I remember. She'd trick a soldier into gutting his own comrade, then open his throat while he was in shock. Beautiful move, and I saw her dance it a dozen times. Whispers knew her histories and letters, knew borders and houses and heraldry. Even knew a few sigils and kept us from bleeding out more than once.
She runs a hand over her feathers.
Whispers and me, we were more than sisters sometimes. Not often, and nothing holding. But yeah, she read a body as easy as a
They had Sesby and Lex. Sounds nice.
Was nice. Let's.
Anything else here?
Sorry, I can't. I got it.
Iron cutter. Some more bits and bobs.
Can't do that.
And then we shimmy on out of here. Yeah, I mean, we're already finished with these places. We kind of own Sunset Spire now. Own these 2 regions. Kind of own the Blade Grave. So we can head back to the Bastard Tier. Actually, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. To the bastard's wound. Clouds hang low over the tiers, disgorging a deluge of rain, thunder shaking your bones as lightning arcs across the sky. You press on with your journey with the awareness that weather like this often complicates travel. The road ahead terminates at the next river, which runs fat with rainwater. You see a few wooden posts leaning in the mud, the remnants of the bridge that once spanned this gully. The bulk of the bridge is nowhere to be seen. Ford the river! Fire a rope, swim, freeze the water, or find another route. Freeze the water. The droplets in your hands harden into tiny crystals as your fingers twist into the mystic gestures of frost. The bluish glow of arcane energy builds around you, and you weave it with sweeping movements into the sigil of a long-dead archon. With an open palm, you channel the magic before you and into the flood, and the water immediately rewards you by slowing and solidifying into a span of solid ice that arches to the far shore. Though the path is slick, you take it carefully and cross without difficulty, the mystic forces you called upon easing the way and clinging to your being. Verse may not be the best person, but she certainly has clear sight empathy sometimes. Yeah. Into the bastard wound. And maybe we'll trade with someone.
Can't do that.
Ooh, missive. You display curious empathy for those who name you enemy. I sincerely hope that history remembers it as one of your critical strengths rather than your most dire weakness. Remember that the Overlord favors efficacy over empathy. Rare is the Fatebinder who delivers both. Merchant Pelagia. Let's see what you have to offer. Since I can trade with you now. Ooh. Masterwork iron armor. I kinda want to buy it just to have it. Gore thrust. Let's get to selling all these things that I'm not gonna use. I should probably keep like most of these ingredients. I say as I continue to try to sell them. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Sort again of sell value. Low to high. We have so many copies of that mask. Iron Walker armor. No copies of these leather gauntlets. Multiple copies of these javelins, these great axes, these cutters. Tearsman hunting bow. I'm gonna get rid of that. bronze cutter. We'll get rid of that. Iron mace. Yeah, we got a better one. Higher tier bronze one. Got better hammers, better maces. Get rid of this twisted iron sword. Okay. That's gonna get us 4 1/3 iron rings. That's cool me. Offloaded a bunch of junk. Actually, I'll go downwards and talk. Actually, we have the insipid moniker to speak to. Oh, no, not really. Okay. Wagstaff. A fate binder. What else do you want of me? I have news regarding Phoebe. You have? Well, out with it then. What happened? Here's the tome of aqueous metallurgy you were really after. You found it? Excellent. I fear this knowledge was lost for all time, thank you. I assume that the deed is done? I trust Phoebe is no more. So you don't deny it's the research notes you wanted all along? Come on, Wagstaff. You don't have to falsify pretenses to get me on board with killing sages. Considering you spared us trespassers, there were decent odds you'd spare Phoebe. I figured she'd hand you her writings to purchase her freedom, so if you did get all merciful on me, I'd at least end up with the lore I need to protect my fellows. So, just what did you do with Phoebe? She's dead as requested. Then it is done. Thank you. Fatebinder, I thought your rival would lead us to ruin, but instead, you have blessed us with your service. You have my thanks. And there is more I wish to discuss, but my agents tell me you are working with Jaspis. Should you conclude your business with that self-serving stone savant, come speak with me, and we'll discuss matters further. Good. Oh yeah, I'm definitely done with him. Definitely done with Jaspis the liar. Because he's just a liar. Those aren't even his tools he's claiming. Ah, Fatebinder, you've returned. Was there something else you needed? I decided not to take back your tools. His smile vanishes, and is quickly replaced with a mask of carefully suppressed rage. Fatebinder, that news is beyond displeasing to me. I thought the tools made for a modest request. I don't see a way for us to forge on ahead. If you'll excuse me, Fatebinder, the settlers have needs I must attend to. Leave me, Fatebinder. I have far too much to do and nothing left to say to you. I see. I can't even talk to him about it, huh? Attacks me with bow, gain armor penetration. Bonus dodge when light armor. Yeah, just upgrade killing spree. No, we already did, didn't we? We did. Already have Fury's Embrace as well. Combat Mastery. Gray's precision and Gray's deflection. There we go. She's better for it. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. You said you had something important for me to do? The bastard's wound presents all sorts of threats. The bane, sparse vegetation, toxic water. Perhaps the oddest threat came from within. Reef Talon, former alpha of sorts to our tribe, became wild and uncontrolled. She started to exhibit healing powers, or so it seemed. She could heal the outward symptoms of injuries, but those she treated became sleepless, doomed to waste away. Reef Talon is gone, she fled into the old walls, but in her lies an answer to our woes. Her mystically charged blood will allow me to make purifying reagents for decades, probably longer. Putting her down would also prevent her healing others and making more sleepless. To put it bluntly, kill her, bring back her corpse, and you'll have solved our water and sleepless problems in one slice. Is killing her really necessary? No, you want to use her blood for a purifying agent, but you mentioned her healing power corrupted people. Are you sure? I'm confident, but not certain. You raise a valid concern, but I've used Reef Talon's blood in the earliest iterations of my purification agent. If her blood was problematic, we'd have found that out already the hard way. Why can't you just make more of the purifying agent you've always been making? A losing proposition. The beast men that guard us would need to be bled, eventually slaughtered. This can be solved by harming one life now instead of many later. Is it really necessary? No, but I doubt nasty words and harsh glares will browbeat her into surrender. If you want me to hunt your strongest beastmen, you need to offer me something. Occulted Jade always told us to never work for free. I can't rightly send you headlong into risk without due recourse. Since you brought me the tome, I no longer need what amounts to, I suppose, the inspiration piece for my studies into metallurgy. The old man rummages through his flasks and crystals, pulling forth a slender vial filled with either nothing or, more likely given the water mage, perfectly clear water. You shriveled spatic sucker. How did you... I think the term is pillaging. A tidecaster with at least half a brain should know what to do with it, and if you can't find one of those, you could try Ebb. Fine. Together, we might save the wound. As it happens, my eyes and ears tell me Jaspos has a crew of hunters also looking for Reef Talon. It's imperative we find her first. You'll need two things. First, hold on to my Warden's key. You'll need this down below. It should let you access the switches and runes of the old walls from afar. It's essential for navigating the depths. Try not to get yourself killed down there. Not only am I grateful for the mercy you've shown our settlement, I also need this trinket back eventually. Second, you'll need the keystone to the teleporter that takes you down to the untamed sections of the old walls. Speak to Insepid Moniker. Tell her you need the keystone. Tell her you have my approval. Okay. Hey, Insipid. I need access to the old walls teleporter. I was told you have the keystone. Yeah, I've got it. The rock's been entrusted to me for safekeeping. Why should I let some outsider take it off my hands? Because I have important business in the old walls on behalf of your settlement. Right, of course. Don't let this paean delay you any further. Don't take my needling too seriously, Fatebinder. Not many skulls to crack down here, so I gotta get my excitement where I can. Watch out for the sleepless while you're down there. Do us all a favor and put a few out of their misery. Old walls teleporter. down to the darkened hollow. We're finally going down below. Old Walls beacon. The crystal in this beacon appears to react to the presence of torch keys found in these old walls. Okay.
On the lookout.
So are you gonna like react? I guess not. The Juggernaut. Once progressed, once progressed, once progressed. Shame. Death from above.
Another
that one.
battle. I think we're bad.
I think that one hit bone.
Fulmination.
See that?
I'm enjoying this a bit too much. Will do.
Another scar? Fine.
Anyone else want some of this?
Play it out, you little shit.
Is this an illusion? I would think only armed hunters and explorers survive down here.
Did the Bane not hurt the Sleepless? A bedraggled-looking man shivers near the edge of the overlook, clothes damp and stained with an inky black substance. He moans softly to himself and occasionally mutters a few words in a low, incomprehensible tone. You've survived here for some time. Why did the Bane leave you alone? The man only trembles further in response. His dried and cracked hands paw the ground around him, a sluggish and futile search of some sort. His soft grunts increasingly grow frustrated. After a few moments, he suddenly abandons the hunt. With a head bent low and half-closed eyes, he resumes his quiet wail. Can you hear me? He attempts to straighten his back, but it's unclear if the action is in response to the sound of your voice. The effort is too great. He hunches again, using his arms to help brace himself against the floor. As his head sags forward, he continues to emit a low moan. You prod him with your finger, first gently, then insistently. His skin is unusually cold to the touch. Despite your persistence, you elicit little more than a grunt from the man. He shifts slightly, and you notice a strap wrapped around one of his legs, extending over a nearby ledge. Examine. Peering over the edge, you notice a half-open satchel attached to the strap, dangling precariously above the ground. Within it, you spot the sharp features and the persistent, soft glow of an Old Walls torch key. Mine! You carefully pull the satchel upward, preventing it from twisting unexpectedly. The dazed man beside you mumbles softly to himself. As you reach into the bag and pull the torch key out, his eyes catch a sight of its glow. Between labored breaths, he manages the painful croak. Light! My light. In one smooth motion, you lift the crystal from the satchel and hide it from sight within the fold of your pack. With no light to draw his attention, the agitated man relaxes and returns to his foggy somnambulance. Poor dude. Oh, let's go use our new torch key. Lazoo. As you consider the distance between you and the old wall's mechanism, you feel a slight warmth emanate from the Warden's key.
Time to see if this Warden's key does what it advertised. I suppose it's more efficient than throwing the keys. Less fun, though.
Ooh. It really is remote activation.
Your days end here!
Can't do that. Sorry, I can't.
Land where you clumsy shit! Focus!
Oh, if I had an iron ring for every... I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass!
Stab.
Yes.
And we got a Tearforged Bronze Great Spear.
To battle!
Cast out lightning. Because I certainly didn't.
Will do.
Ooh. High quality bracers. More high quality bracers. Very nice.
This'll be fun.
Run away!
Will do.
See that? Not entirely useless.
If I had an iron ring for every dumbass mistake of mine.
Slap!
I must try a different tactic. This isn't working. Too easy.
And this guy's pretty much done for.
I'll omit that from the record.
Bleed out, you little shit.
Oh, that takes care of. The Abyss Keystone. Interesting. Interesting.
Look at that, a future corpse.
Oh. We got to split the enemy party up a little bit. Lazoo. Not the right keystone. Well, this Sleepless has the right keystone. I've lost it. Gone. Gone. Forever lost. A glassy-eyed man sways on his feet, his countenance sickly pale and ashen half-circles clinging to the undersides of his eyes. He stares forward, gaze unfocused, seemingly unaware of your presence. It must be in the water. I should keep swimming, swimming, always upstream. You there. Have you seen it? What are you looking for? His brow furrows as he confronts your question. I knew it just a moment ago. I lost something important. I'm so tired. How long have I been? The Bane are everywhere. How do you survive? Bane? Oh, they don't pay us any mind. Not anymore. Lullaby tells them no. Lullaby protects. Who or what is Lullaby? She watches from the deep, deep dark. Her song is sweet. It makes all the evil people go to sleep. Lullaby protects. Sounds like they have their own little grave in ash. How quaint. You don't seem well. He blinks at you without comprehension. I am awake, aren't I? This isn't a dream? My thoughts come and go, and I sometimes can't tell if I still live. I'm here, I'm still here. Can I
I'll be your shadow.
pickpocket him? No? Okay. Okay, well, Lazu's not using on that one. Shame that.
See that?
Ooh, there's a box in there. If this accepts Lazu anyway. It doesn't. Okay. So we need another torch key. Oh, we have the teleporter. He may or may not have a torch key on him. But we have this teleporter over here. You heard there was Sesbian Lex to be had here? Hey, Lay. No, that was Verse talking about some Sesbian Lex she was having before with somebody that's dead now. Oh. We've come a long way to find you, shouting at the beast lurking in the alcove above. The man beckons to her with a wicked smile. Why don't you save us all the trouble and come down here? The massive beast woman rises from her haunches, revealing an intricate array of painted symbols that race busily across her entire body. Can smell desire for blood on humans' breath. Can see intent in deceitful eyes. Scamper and flee now, before Reef Talon separates flesh from bone. We only want what's best for the wound. Jaspos has a plan to help everyone, but it needs your help. Come, let us talk this over like civilized folk. There's no need. Leave now, while hunters have legs. See sleepless and old walls? Hustle one step and stumble, hearts beating without purpose. Go now. Avoid same dreamless fate. Return to... the Fate Binder. Reef Talon can wait.
Your day ends here.
What the fuck is wrong with my weapon?
Do your magic
Not a
missile.
problem. Whatever
Finish
you
them.
need.
Finish them.
Shit. Feels like my bowels are... Will do.
Like
this looking... Good work! Wake up, Jed.
None yet. Not if I have any say in the matter.
Damn thing clears cloth.
Healing. 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 Healing.
Amon. Poison's like nipples on men. Useless. Too easy.
End your Fatebinder business if someone didn't try to knife us in the dark.
That's true.
I got it.
The beast woman races towards the edge of the platform, eyes fixated on the bleeding bodies at your feet. She digs her front claws into the stone, but instead of twisting her body to descend the wall, she rakes against the surface in frustration. No, no, we'll not perform mending rites again. Hunter's lifeblood must flow. Quick, quick, away from Reef Talon's touch. She snaps her head towards you, a low rumble emanating from the back of her throat. They called human, Fatebinder. Well, what does Fatebinder want? Wagstaff asked me to find you. We didn't know if you were still alive. Still lives, yes, but does not deserve life. Has abandoned cubs and wound. Now only mother, too sleepless. Beast woman's new brood clings to life, but knows not why. Dreamless, visionless, purposeless. Like Reef Talon now. Wagstaff sends Fatebinder for what? To silence Reef Talon? Fatebinder must come as Wagstaff's bulwark, as enforcer. Go back to Wound, to safe lands above. Leave Reef Talon to the pit. Leave with Scourge and Sleepless. I want to talk to you.
More beacons to fiddle with. With which to fiddle? Seriously, Lantry, sober up.
Yes.
No, all blue didn't work. I didn't expect it to. But, you know, I had to give that a try. Just gotta find the missing torch keys. Which... I guess I know where one is. But I don't wanna. But I guess I have no choice. Suppose the game is leaving me no choice in that matter. Need to kill him. Oh, nope. I thought he had it on him. Well, I was wrong. Well, that's very unfortunate then. And I don't have any other keystones. Like, I have these keystones for teleporters. I don't have any more torch keys, that's the ones. I can't find more. Lantry. The fuck up the stairs, Lantry. Sober up. Jeez. Oh, that might be it. Oh. Nope. That is not it, actually. Is this one it? I can't use it from that far? that too far? It's too far. Hmm.
Can't do that.
Did I miss something else over here? I don't think I did. Yeah, like Lazu doesn't do anything to that. All three of these being Lazu doesn't do
Can't
anything.
do that.
I don't think this reacted with Lazu. Oh no, it did. That's what I missed.
Can't do that.
Okay. Well, shame. That one Sleepless got killed for nothing. Oh. Mammoth. Nier.
More bodies to pile in our wake. Hi. Pity you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
Ooh, Ebb leveled up mid-combat. Bonus to movement speed. Throwing wave. Large bonus loss shock and frost damage dealt. Swift as current. Swift as the raging river.
Hi.
Mysterious has the dark side of the moon.
Huh. Look at that.
Hide and scroll.
You got it.
Clear this one off. Ah! Lentry leveled up. Good, good. Give you some more accuracy. Thrown weapons can bounce to strike enemies behind their target. Ooh. Improves lore skill. Yeah. Let's improve his lore skill. And that's also going to let him be a learned instructor to give everyone else bonus experience for lore and a bonus spell slot.
That's how it's done.
That was satisfying.
Ooh, moonstones.
Right.
Alright, so we came through here and, really didn't get anything for it. That was,
Sorry, I can't.
kind of meaningless. It didn't give us anything new to interact with. It gave us some junk on a platter. Gave us more combat. It was just a bonus for having an old keystone. From another ruin. Okay, so this is the path forward. It's not just another teleporter, it's the path forward. Rune to learn. Bounding Bolts 3.
Look at that, future corpse. Wait up, little shit.
As you come. I'll be filling that one for a bit.
Oh, this one's pretty. This one's for encounter.
Fall before me. This isn't working.
Don't go rushing off to get yourself hurt again. No, why do I fall?
I'm terrible at this. How am I doing?
Oh, it takes double the electric damage. Okay. So that was actually super effective. Fantastic. Oh yeah, it's super effective. Alright, what do we get across here? Jump!
That's on what that crap on the wall is? My rings are on pre-Kairos pornography.
Pre-Kairos pornography? Sure, verse. Sure. The mural before you depicts two beastmen-like figures rising from the floor, larger than life in stature and presence. They both carry upon their backs massive rectangular tower-like structures. Between the columns are what look like corridors of the old walls, twisting and turning at right angles. Sewn throughout the corridors are dashes of colors, blues, whites, and purples, twisting in spirals reminiscent of the Bane. Though crafted with primitive pigments, the mural is festooned with small details. Further examination will likely glean additional information. Examine the old walls in detail. Sandstone-colored borders define the edges of the structure supported by the beastmen. The cross-section reminds you of vertical maps drawn of the old walls. A confusing series of connected corridors and passageways rises from floor to ceiling, all of it saturated with cloudy streaks of blue, red, purple. As you look closer, you notice details that differentiate the streaks from one another. Small claw-like appendages on some, long tendrils in others. Small pairs of colored specks suggest eyes in the cloudy forms. The color choice and claws mean only one thing: Bane. But I'm guessing you found that conclusion already. The two figures depicted on either side of the structure are drawn in remarkable detail. Their proportions and anatomy seem nearly identical to beastmen. The two have expressive faces. The right-hand beast is anxious and worried. The left-hand beast appears salivating for a fight. Looking intently at their forms, you notice on beastmen's limbs faint swirls of blue So slight they at first seem an afterthought or mistaken brushstroke. Though faint, the color is identical to the color used to depict the Bane. Both forms appear to be bracing against the structure, and taken as a pair, their posture suggests they are holding up or supporting the structure between them. Beastmen literally supporting the old walls on their back? I think we can conclude that even ancient cultures have a sense of the melodramatic. Are they supposed to be holding up the spires? What the fuck do beastmen have to do with the spires? The mural is complicated and layered, but is likely received as comprehensive an examination as is possible for the moment. Whoever painted this mural seems to suggest that the beastmen support the old walls. Or maybe it contained the Bane? What do you think it's trying to say? Mural suppose the beastmen built or at least maintained the old walls? Showing a mystical link between the beastmen and Bane, old walls and spire? If you look past the beasts, it's suggesting the spires are powered by the Bane coursing through the old walls. It's an ancient statement of purpose. Beastmen were meant to fight Bane. No, it's all connected. I noticed the same colors used on the Bane are drawn in the old walls, and in the Beastmen. Maybe that's to show their common magic source, as you pose it. Satisfied with your investigation, you step away from the mural and leave its nuance for the next traveler to ponder. Leave the mural behind and return to your exploration of the old walls. Can I examine it again? Examine the brighter paint in closer detail. Well, the blue-toned paint used to portray the Bane-like shapes radiates the slightest hint of light, noticeable only when near darkness falls upon the surface. The same paint is used to portray the Bane patterns that snake about the limbs of the two beastmen. On close inspection, small tendrils of blue also seem to link the beastmen to the towers they hold aloft. I'm just gonna say the exact same thing. At least we got slightly more detail. See, told you the Fate Binder would come to us. She dusts off her hands and places them upon her hips, taking in a deep, satisfied breath. Jaspos sends his regards. Seeing as you're here, you must have killed the others. Now it's a matter of vengeance. Throw rubble at the mercenary's head. You grab a heavy stone fragment from the damp floor and hurl it towards one of the soldiers, smashing him in the head with a resounding crack. His body goes limp and crashes to the floor, shaking momentarily before going still. Motherless whore! She stares at her dead companion, with a smile wiped clean from her face. Enough fucking around. Kill the Fate Binder. Well, I took one of them out of combat before combat even started. Fantastic.
Damn thing couldn't pierce the wall.
That's not how it's done.
What the fuck is wrong with my weapon?
Go and skewer that one. I think it's going to be a good time to do a Force of Peace. Yeah, Force of Peace.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Well, wrong weapon for the job. I need to try something else.
I'm injured.
Magic missile. Lantry. Rhyme Spike's ass. Rhyme Spike her ass, sorry, Beast Woman. Ooh, heavy bronze cuirass of masterwork quality.
On it.
Another teleporter.
Uh-huh.
First, fire.
I need to try different tactic. This isn't working.
Immune to burning. Shame.
Not.
You realize Claire was familiar with a power banishing rock called Brick? Yeah, I know power word Brick. It's also quite useful against fascists.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
Kitty, you won't enjoy this as much as I. Think Karen
As
has
you
ever
command.
met a body of water he didn't think would look better under miles of rock?
It certainly is. That brought Sobelta's back. Are you feeling better? Is your brain better, Sobelta?
This should do the trick.
There we go. Feeling better? That's good.
On it.
Ooh, draining water. Maybe we'll also fix the poison water while we're down here. And we won't have to, kill the old lady beast woman. Maybe. Or it's less powerful bounces for spells. Oh, Lantry's lore skill's higher. Fantastic. The Rhyme Spike. It could also be updated to be stronger. It'd be armor penetrating. Could allow for interruptions. Be enhanced with the powers of frost and fire together. Together. It could do 3 bounces. Oh, but that puts it way higher than he can handle. Never mind. Duration could increase that a bit. Undo Fire and Ice. Can I stick anything else on there that he can afford? A little better cycling. Alright, Titan's Touch here. And that could be improved. It doesn't need Reaching Grasp. You said it should be stronger. Okay. This Fulmination. Make it a bigger cone. Make it stronger. And make it recover faster. El Kabong! Just for Lantry, I can make it a lot stronger. Could also make it Cell Surge, reduce recovery for a short time. So that using that makes everything else better. Alright, this updated Titan's Touch. For Lantry himself alone. We could have a bigger effect. There we go. Alright, Ebb. You've got 84 lore skill. There's not much I can do about this. Finish them. See, I can't even put it the next sigil strength. Because you can't afford that. Milk Bong. Can update there. Update there. Titan's Touch is updated. Stop resisting. Updated for first. She can't really have an update. For me, then go up 1. Like that. For Ebb here. Booster there and get a bit of extra recovery. There we go. I think that'll do.
On it.
Another battle. I think we're bad at making friends. I'm fine. Just fine. I don't need that wrist drive. Finally catching up to my age.
Get kabonged. Oh, shame.
Curious.
Ooh. Bronze Dao sword. Connect to the bridge and raise some stairs.
Another demonstration of our power seems in order.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn.
You ready?
Light of grace. Trying to Elkabomb something.
Did I always have this much blood?
As you command.
And spike. There we go. Yeah, I think the updated spells are doing good. I think it was a good idea for me to update these spells.
Interesting. Heads up, we have company.
My wisdom is finally catching up to my age.
Fall before me!
Happy.
Yes,
I think that's
did
simple, but you love
cause
the
that
spell
mess.
creation this game. Yeah. I enjoy it.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Scribe, consider it done.
I'm enjoying this a little too much. I'm on it.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
Yes.
And up here we go. The Jadis.
Look at that, future force.
I'm enjoying this a bit too much.
See that? I'm not entirely
Tiny
useless.
Bane we still have to deal with. Why I gotta keep dealing with so much Bane all the time?
I'm fine. I don't need that rip to scribe.
Pity you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
Oh my. Yeah.
Alright, well. Come around. Full circle, eh? So now we should go through this teleporter. Find out where it leads. Oh right, we can also probably activate this. View Phantom Bolt. Cannot view or modify Phantom Bolt until you learn the sigil of Terrathus. Ah. Fair enough. Jadis. Nope, cannot modify that. Okay. Fair enough, suppose. Let's teleport to the next spot.
More bodies to pile in our wake. You won't enjoy this as
No,
much
that
as
wasn't
I
my
do.
key use. Okay.
I didn't think that one hit bone.
Anyone else want to tangle with this old man?
Yeah, they're autoing just fine. Okay, it was Jadis. La da da da.
Huh. Look at that.
La da dee da da doo da da da. Death from above needs a rest.
Yeah, no. No dice.
But what if from up here? No?
I don't think so.
Oh, they're also not hostile yet.
Come at me, grave meat. Will do. You call that?
Are they weak to frost specifically? Let's go and rhyme spike that one.
your what?
Watch and learn.
Drink potion. And pass the hospital.
Not wake up dead.
Lantry, pick her back
Consider
up,
it done.
please. Okay, it's on a minute cooldown before I can pick it up.
I'll take care of it. Get up! Now's not the time for... Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, Harlequin. Oh, that's I'm okay. I'm on the wrong thing with anyways. Going to bed, Harlequin? Can you get good pet for your partner? Is your partner here? Or just with you? In either case, y'all are both good pets. Okay? Y'all are both very good pets, and I appreciate either and both of you being here. Now sleep well. Bye-bye.
you're really hurt?
Oh, someone stitch me up.
I'll admit that.
We're doing something else.
Got dark all of a sudden.
I'm afraid.
Alright, well now everyone has wounds. Two wounds, 2 wounds. Everyone's now wounded. Ooh, Staff of Storm's Heart. Oh, it's not really better fire than Control Lightning and Magic Staff. Well, you could hold on to those, please, buddy. Old Walls Mural. The pristine, meticulously ordered stretch of Old Walls masonry is dramatically interrupted by an intricate mural painted across the brick wall with primitive pigments. A crude maze of orderly tunnels and simple right angles is depicted, and small, indistinctly drawn humanoid figures populate its varied and winding corridors. In the gloom, it's difficult to make out the precise details at the top of the mural, which stretches above even a beast woman's height. Perhaps you're too sober to see it, but one could see this as a cross-section of the old walls. More artistic image than map, but it seems palpable. There's a plethora of detail packed into the art in these walls. A more thorough examination will likely produce additional information. Let's examine the upper section. The upper reaches of the painting aren't well illuminated by the otherworldly lights in the chamber. You'll have to find a way to gain some elevation to make out its details. Climb. The brickwork of the old walls is impressively meticulous, leaving little in the way of gaps between each smooth-surfaced block. With some difficulty, you find the outliers in the precise masonry and find your handholds. It takes you a few minutes to slowly work your way up for a better look of the mural. Now at the top, you can clearly see a large break at the top of the depicted maze. A plethora of humanoid figures swarm the top, with a few trickling down into the maze below. These humanoid shapes come in a variety of sizes and colors, though some noticeably larger than others. The details on these figures are difficult to decipher. They are able to spot some sharp talons, and a few appear to have a tail, horns, or some other extra appendage. As you begin your slow descent to the chamber's floor, you explain the details to your followers. So, people enter this maze from the top. Perhaps the spire is how people come into the old walls? I mean, your spire is capable of teleporting. What's to stop it from porting someone downwards? Observe the main section. The corridors and passageways depicted in the midsection are filled with humanoid figures. While chipped paint and weathering causes some superficial differences, the figures appear otherwise uniform in size, shape, and color. The figures high atop the mural appear of different styles and colors, but you need move in for a closer look to glean the subtleties. One doesn't paint an ode to imprisonment on the first day in a cage, right? How many generations were down here trapped in this maze? Along the lower edge of the mural, on what would amount to the floor or bottom of the maze, you spot traces of faded paint not visible from a distance. Tiny bone-white hashes of skulls and skeletons are intermixed with the masonry at the bottom edge. A chilling detail. Is this to imply the dead were buried down below? Or down below is built with the bones of the dead? I doubt it's that literal. The mural is complicated and layered, but is likely received as comprehensive an examination as is possible for the moment. This mural suggests an old walls that was once full of life, but clearly the present contradicts this. What do you think this is saying? The old world inhabitants were slowly delving deeper and deeper and unearthed some sort of doom. It is utterly devoid of bane. Perhaps it's hinting what triggered their arrival. I can't deny that possibility, though I imagine we'd see a little bane imagery if this were a creation story. Satisfied with your investigation, you step away from the mural to leave its nuance for the next traveler to ponder. Leave the mirror behind. Nuh-uh, no I don't. All is one inside the maze. There's many outside, but there's only one inside. Oh. I can't discuss any other points, unlike the other one. Okay. How do we get inside? Your Honor? Nuh-uh. Your Honor, I'd like to put forth a motion. A motion to what? A notion to go nuh-uh. Granted. You may nuh-uh at your leisure.
Sorry, I can't.
Thank you, Judge. Alright, so now I can use this Jadis key. If it'll let me touch the dang thing. Thank God.
Found something. More bodies to pile in our wake.
I've been here standard date with plenty of food.
Admit that from the record.
I wasn't gonna say it this time. Oh, come on.
Take that! Learn something every day.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yep, increase my accuracy. Air shield, sneak attack, lightfoot, no magic, additional spell slots, arcane charge, charged strike, cone of magic. Nah. Abundant arms. Now, I can put that fancy-dancy sword, the Dauntless, into my third
This'll be
slot.
fun.
And that'll, I'll start being able to do its thing.
Right.
Some more sleepless. Leica, can you hear me? Has your mind wandered again? Haggard-looking man pleads with the emaciated woman resting on the ground. Her shaky head moves in the general direction of his voice. She mouths a reply and reaches toward a glowing crystal in his hands, but no air escapes her lips. As you approach, he wraps what remains of a tattered cloak tightly across his shoulders and takes a clumsy half-step backwards. Are you real, stranger, or another figment come to haunt us? What happened to your friend? You're amongst the sleepless, I still know that much. Soon, I'll be like her, too tired to ever remember who I am, who you are either. Not yet, not yet. All we want is to find the beast woman that did this. It hurts to be too far from her. I'm looking for Eve Talon too. If you can give me the torch key, I can open up a path to her. He glances at you, then at the crystal, then to you. Perhaps that's best. It feels like a lifetime since we've seen Reef Talon. Please, find her. This emptiness is somehow more bearable when she's near. I just hope I remember to follow you. Sino, Lazu, Jadis. Ooh, Iron Cutter. That one looks a little different.
See that?
Bunch of things.
I'm being another battle. They work bad at making friends.
I dare you! Try that again! Take that! Bleed out, you little shit!
We're gonna have to take a rest at some point soon to get rid of these wounds.
I'm a scholar, not a luggered slave.
But not yet. Because I am nothing if not determined to continue going. Okay. Jadis? Sino? Nope. We need another color. Jadis. Sino? And that lets us down here. You discover this ancient parchment deep within the bastard's wound old walls, but cannot decipher the notation printed on it. A recruited researcher might help you determine its origins and meaning. Ooh, woo? I found another one. This should be enlightening. Lantry smiles victoriously as he hefts a weighty parchment tome. Festivities at the Tears. A subtitle, A Survey of Social Days. I don't know about you, but I'm excited already. drafting of the field stories, some rather ribald marriage bed anecdotes, a study of regional variations in title retreat celebrations, and more tournament reports than one might ever wish to read. It's all very fascinating to a historian like me, but I'm sure this is of little interest to you. We can move on. May I take a look? But of course. Tome was as Lanchure described, filled to the brim with stories of feasts and festivals, including such details as guests and attendance and wine served. Each turn of the page reveals more and more notes on celebrations and festivals, major and minor. Your head swims with the names and dates of countless past festivities, till at last you arrive at the end cover, your eyes heavy from skimming uneven handwriting. Look carefully. Why some of these pages made of relatively fresh parchment? Books need repining all the time, but multiple pages? Let me see. Festival of Nerat. Since when was... Oh, since 419. Since 419? Well, why is this the first I'm hearing of the Tears-wide celebration? A festival to Nerat 10 years before the conquest? Seems unlikely. Unlikely? Pardon my ardent speak, but it's fucking absurd. This isn't accurate. Why would someone... I think the why is obvious. This creates a pretense that Tearsmen have been worshipping or loyal to the Archon of Secrets, voluntarily, before the war. A purpose? The only purpose the Chronicle serves is the retelling of it all. It is a cardinal sin of a craft to modify the telling, regardless of purpose. Seems obvious that Lexime wants me to find a record of the sages and Tearsmen accepting the chorus, and by extension, Kairos. There might be some truth to that. I have a feeling there's even more errors hiding in these texts. But I can peruse these pages another time. No doubt there is still more to be found down here. Lead the way.
I'm a scholar, not a luggage slave.
Light bronze boots.
More bodies pile in our wake!
Rhyme spike. Magic missile.
Anyone else want some of this? Will do. Clean up, you little shit!
There we go.
I'm not being old and lazy. I genuinely can't move.
He's not being old and lazy, he assures you. He's just old as fuck. He's old as fuck. He is genuinely just old. And a little lazy, but that's neither here nor there. The fire burning. And it's not even a dance floor. They haven't invented knee replacements yet. Give me a second. Too real. He's also a little bit senile, what with getting caught on the side of the stairs. Rather often, I might add. Rather often. Considering the last HG story you read, he's not that old. Well, listen. Us Afini make our florets live longer. And even the non-florets live longer because we have better health care. He's VTuber old. Ah, come now. Not that bad. As soon as you turn 30, you're a hag. I'm on my second bloom, so I guess that makes me a hack, because that puts me over 200. Roughly. It's not a hard number of 200. I'm gonna open up this one. Oh, right, I've already tried all the ones for that. All the torch keys in hand, return to the abyss to open the path to Reef Talon. Oh, we have all of them in hand now? Well, then how come we can't open some of them, huh? I guess we don't actually have all of them. We just have all the ones we need. I suppose there's going to be another one that'll then open up the remaining stuff. Right, from the towers you don't have yet? No, because it's only letting us interact with this, like, special, like, DLC spot stuff. What? No! It was 4 days ago. 8? That's absurd! Arguing with the perceived interlocutor, or perhaps herself, the old sage mutters with her attention jumping from left hand to right as she banters. Then we should retrace our steps. As you approach, the sage turns toward you, her face a calm and tranquil smile. Oh, darling, having trouble sleeping too? It really is you. At first, didn't want to believe, but then... That voice... Mel, what happened to you? How long has it been? You were youth. Where did it go? You're supposed to outlive me, not the other way around. No, not Mel. It's me, Lantry. Don't you remember? Sage Lexime, I presume? Lantry has told me almost nothing about you. Not Lantry, Lexime, or so they call me. The sage rubs her temple with a pained smile. Sorry, my mind feels all fog, no lightning. It's all in here, just tired of being tired. All I need is a little sleep, a little shut-eye, and it would all make sense. I'm gonna let Lantry talk to her. Lexime, it's me, Lantry. Oh, it is you. I thought you were just a delusion. I have so many these days, and many of them are you. I thought you were dead. When the Fatebinder said a missive came in from a Sage L, I didn't believe it was you. Didn't want to tease myself with the hope. How did you escape? Who was with you? I have so many questions, but I really need to know how we get you out of here. How we make you better. Perhaps it would be better if I were dead. I feel... Don't say such a thing. Be glad you... Listen to me. I haven't slept in weeks. I can't tell flavors of food. Even salt has no taste. And it's worse than that. Worse than that. I can't work my sigils. Not a one. I've signed these spells 1,000 times, but now it's all gone. I found out I had a well only after it's dried up. Your magic. All of it is gone? But you are a phenom. I never would have mastered half my expressions without your guidance. But it's all gone? Maybe you just need some rest. Maybe that would restore order in your mind. Enough tears have been shed over my missing talents. Please, let us speak no more of what was lost. I believe you contacted me regarding a legal matter? Legal matters? If you're asking about laws, you... Wait, that sounds familiar. Did I? Claire. Oh my! I'd given up hope and almost forgotten I even said a word. Thank Kairos you found me. Apologies you should meet me now, when my mind is a fleeting shadow of what it once was. Fatebinder, my offer is a simple one. I will submit to your justice and confess to every crime of my school. In exchange, I ask that you preserve my writings. I have seen centuries of work burn away in hours. Please, let me save something, some small sliver. I will purchase it with my life. If I were to help, what exactly would you want of me? I understand your caution. If these were truly offensive scripts that railed against Kairos, I would understand you being unwilling to assist in the preservation of such slander. I've read what I can of Kairos' laws, and I know that much of what we write speaks of how the Tears was, free of Kairos' grip. I know such histories are to be put to the torch, but I contend these writings will only bring glory to Kairos. Our histories show the Tearsmen growing in hubris, unable to see the doom of Kairos to the north. These are not heresies, they are studies in the foolishness of seeing oneself as equal to or greater than Kairos. This conversation is a year too late. The sages had their chance to surrender and negotiate terms. The Edict of Fire was Kairos' final offer. Yes, but I don't disagree that the sages acted foolishly. The school has been punished, but just as mercy is shown to the sage that supplicates before Nerat, cannot some of our school's work be worthy of mercy? The chronicles we've kept detail a society that existed in the shadow of Kairos, and ultimately fell after a long lull of complacent living. I contend that such a history speaks of Kairos' inevitability and the folly of the Tearsmen. How do I know I'm salvaging some journals, not a bunch of coded messages for your peers? I would invite you to read these chronicles yourself. Look them over and decide for yourself if I'm up to something. But I assure you, I wouldn't try something that underhanded. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that smart. That line of reasoning could be used to defend any lie written by anyone conquered in the last 400 years. Sure, but we know so little of the other realms that have fallen to Kairos. Surely this war is different. It was the last step between Kairos having most of Terratus and having it all. Uniqueness alone should make what's been recorded all the more precious. You talk about these texts like they exist. So we can add smuggling from the Burning Library to a list of charges, I assume? True. I absconded with all the parchment I could carry shortly before the Edict of Fire came to pass. As I said, I do not deny my crimes. I'm asking for mercy for my texts, not mercy for me. Swear by Kairos' name that you will gather and preserve my chronicles to the best of your ability. Do that, and I care not what you do with me. If our works are protected, you grant a measure of immortality to me and the other chroniclers. If my life can purchase that, I will happily pay that price. Explain exactly what you want of me before I make any promises. My request is that you gather and safeguard the chronicle fragments I've stashed here in the old walls. Once gathered, you do all that you can to make sure the texts are spared from destruction. I will help you, but I can't swear on Kairos' name. I have no love of the Overlord, and no love for pretending to the contrary. Those loyal to Kairos take such oaths quite seriously, am I not mistaken? I must have your assurance that the task will be done. I say again, I will do this for you, but I will not vow on Kairos' name. End of discussion. Please, Lexime, you can trust the Fatebinder. Your vow would open the possibility of a third party destroying your scrolls, making the Fatebinder liable for a needless death. It appears I'm asking too much considering the position I am in. I suppose I will settle for an oath on your own personal honor. Then I swear on my honor as a Fatebinder that I will do everything within my power to preserve your chronicles. Fair enough, Fatebinder. That will have to suffice. Here, take this. Notes on where I left the remaining texts. My handwriting was difficult to parse, even when I had my mind intact. It's gotten worse. I've used an old chronicler trick to conceal the stashes as ordinary rubble. The illusions will fade if another chronicler nears. Yours is an older specimen, but he'll suffice. Older specimen? but I popularized the rubble in plain sight trick. The nerve of this woman. If you need a hand translating, ask Lantry. He always had a knack for deciphering my scrawl. I've had some other questions. Perhaps I can help? Have you seen Reef Talon? That name. Yes, Reef Talon. She's lurking down here, same as I. You look like you've known the caress of sleep. Why then do you seek Reef Talon? Reef Talon can still be of use to the people of Bastard's Wound. Oh, I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. I see. So it's no trivial killing, but murder with a pragmatic solution in mind. Of course. Well, I can tell you that she lurks these depths along with the sleepless she has created. Tell me, do you intend to harm Reef Talon? Only if she harms me. As someone who has been as harmed as one can by harmed by Reef Talon, I know she did not intentionally disfigure us. She is guilty of not knowing the strength of her fledgling magic, but ignorance is not maliciousness. Come, let me take you to her. The purple key! See, we don't have that one yet. That's one we need to open up the rest of everything.
Hi.
I'm a scholar, not a luggage slave.
Oh, wonderful. This isn't going to get old.
Alright, well, that'll probably open once we get the purple one then. Oh, hey, look, it's another thing! The achievement lied to me because this is DLC. Wake up! Fresh meat! Maxime roars at the massive havoc hovering in the center of the room. Every hair in your body stands on end as the room swells with static charge. Small bits of debris orbit the havoc as its tendrils twitch and flick. You're talking to this thing like it's your friend. Well, of course. Lullaby never harms those of us robbed of sleep. Only the arrogant and the wicked need fear its embrace. I am not hallucinating. She has truly lost her mind. This is a nightmare. Why would you keep a havoc, let alone name it? Don't be ridiculous. Lullaby isn't a kept pet. It's our keeper, naturally. Submit, and this will be swift. Or resist and make things interesting. However you like it. I guess I'm killing your precious Lullaby. Since you lied to me.
Heads up, we have company!
And luckily, I have something for it. Arcane Unraveling. Blast of Baleful Energy. The other two don't have anything extra super duper special. It takes extra damage from basically all magic.
I'm on.
Cast the Arcane Unraveling.
Bleed out, you little shit!
Stalwart Surge. One. Magic Missile. Another Rhine Spike. 3 on it. And Phantom Bolt it.
I did not see that!
By your command.
Have to do the healing thing.
Pity, you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
to do a fan attack. Oh no, more enemies. Elemental shield, drain strength. Bane sings in low baritone. Oh, we did kill it. Managed to kill it. Now I have to deal with everything else.
Another demonstration of our power, Lord.
Yeah, just go ahead and finish that one off. Lantry, you need to spike that one. Inverse, you need to... Yes, you're the one.
All this.
Ah, well,
By your command.
that's unfortunate.
Fall before me! Ready?
Okay, this will let it bounce about.
Got it.
I'll take care of it.
Another magic missile at point blank range. There we go. There we go.
What a monstrosity! Odd that the Sleepless came to its aid.
Oh, you're still alive? That wasn't part of the plan. The deprivation. Immunity to sleep. And extra damage causes a wound when reaching below 75%, 50%, and 25% health. Ah. I just realized I was stuffing Lantry's inventory full. That's better. Alright, Maxine. You survived. I didn't expect. You willingly led me into a trap. Explain yourself. I apologize. Many have come here looking to harm us, or Reef Talon. The Bane don't seem to harm us Sleepless, and I had to protect the Reef Talon and the other Sleepless, and yet I'm no match for you, and so my best choice seemed... What I did was unforgivable. Lead me to her and she lives. If I find her on my own accord, she dies. No, just take me to Reef Talon. No. For so long as I can for a cogent thought, I will protect her. Lead me to her and she lives. Find her on my own, she dies. No, please, I wish no harm to come of her. Show her mercy, and I will relent. She's in a chamber to the east. You will need this. Tell me about yourself. Curious about your sleepless condition. As am I. It is a curious malady, and one I only partially comprehend. As the name suggests, I haven't known sleep in several span. More troubling for me, personally. My magic seems to have faded. I can sign the sigils with my hands, but no magic comes of my efforts. Are you sure you aren't forgetting your sigils? Even slight deviations can disrupt proper casting. I worried it was just that. For lack of sleep, my mind seemed the obvious culprit. I had Mel read my old scrolls and walk me through the motions. Still no avail. I'm signing correctly, but when I tap into the archons of old, nothing comes out. Your magic? All of it is gone? But you are a phenom. Did your missing magic happen around the same time as the insomnia? If I recall correctly, it was days after I was healed that I first noticed my magic wasn't working as expected. It was a startling realization. I've relied on my magic for decades. Without it, I feel as defenseless as a newborn cub. Is there a way to reverse it? Only Reef Talon knows. Or maybe Kairos. I vacillate between having optimism and pushing aside such painful daydreams. Hope can be a painful thing.
Aye.
Oh, I can't go through any of these teleporters. Okay. Chamber to the east with Tanza. The purple. Hold on, I need to go ahead and activate this one in Tanza as well. Nope. It is too far away, I guess, for me to do the remote management. Another one? But you seem so well rested. You'll adapt in time. Do you not also hear the call? We seek Reef Talon. What do you know about Lexime? 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 That name is something from an old dream? I'm sorry. I once knew, but it's all so distant now. You know, Lexime's real name is like Melee or something. She's actually a plant from Organization 13. She's a spy for Organization 13. That's why she has an X in her name. It's there so Xemnas can track her throughout all of time and space in the universe and the multiverse. Just knows exactly where she is because there's X in her name. Fucking Kingdom Hearts lore. What can you tell me about Reef Talon? She did this to us. Have we been called to glory? Marked for culling? We just want answers. Then, perhaps, we could find sleep.
Sorry, I can't.
We're about to ask us Kingdom Hearts lore. Unfortunately, yes. That is Kingdom Hearts lore. As stupid as it sounds and is.
Curious.
So yes, that's how Organization 13 works.
Curious.
When you become a nobody, and if you're powerful enough to retain your body, Xemnas comes
Found
along
something.
and rearranges your name, puts an X in it, tells you that's your name now, and now he can magically track you and listen to you and knows everything that is going on around you. No, I'm not saying it unfortunately like, unfortunately I have played it, because it's a decent game. I'm just saying it's unfortunate that the lore is what it is. My complaint is just purely on the lore. Being fucking batshit crazy. 'Cause it's wild.
Your days end here! Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
Pity you won't enjoy this as much as I do.
I'll be doing that one for a bit.
Whee. Okay, we might be able to go back in that room now. Well, not now, but soon. Hello, Reef Talon. The Beast Woman waits by the dust-caked altar, head bent downward in contemplation. A deep, gravelly rumble emanates from her chest as you cross the chamber's threshold. With a loud chuff, she turns to face you. A fierce pair of ice-blue eyes watch you with murderous intensity.
Stalkers and hunters, bane and mystics, all come to spill Reef Talon's lifeblood. Beast Woman must climb deep, deep, paw where lights do not follow.
She places her knuckles upon the cold stone floor, muscles coiled menacingly.
Fatebinder creeps to Beast Woman's den, bathed in blood of wound warriors. Why should Reef Talon speak with human?
Wagstaff sent me. Still a way for you to help those in the wound. She snorts a razor's claw in warning.
Fatebinder is fearless, like overconfident whelp before first hunt. Would human paw to Shadowhunter den and demand Prima's life? To Stonestalker den?
To be honest, the more you hear about Kingdom Hearts lore, the more you're convinced it was written as a group project from a middle school English project. Lay, that would be more coherent. That would be more coherent. The longer we go into generative AI bullshit, the more I'm convinced that the original story of Kingdom Hearts was written by a precursor to ChatGPT. Because that's how deranged and hallucinatory it is. Tell me of the Sleepless.
Greatest of shames. Reef Talon has sickened own tribe with dreamlessness.
I'm gonna drink some water because no one's watered me in forever. Any idea why the Bane ignore the Sleepless?
Same question ponders Reef Talon. Scourge beasts seek blood of Beast Woman, but never of Sleepless kith, even noisy Sleepless. Reef Talon thinks Sleepless cast no scent for Scourge beasts to smell, no dreams that tempt ancient hungers.
Thanks for the stretch, Zobeltis. I've only seen human Sleepless. Are there no Sleepless beasts? That or its pure concentrated essence of archive of her own deaths.
No, not yet. Used mending rites on beast and pack, but saw no dreamless scar.
Do you know how they were created?
Beast Woman only knows that Sleepless were birthed from mystic strength, from Reef Talon's corrupting touch. Dark powers extinguish life spark of dying human. After mending rite, human looks like living warm blood, but carries hollow death on inside.
Know of any way to cure them?
If Beast Woman knew, would have already tried. Human sage called Lexine insists Reef Talon has gift, can mend better. but is wrong. Is folly to try. Must never use wretched gift again.
Why are they down here?
After mending rites, dreamless kiths smell like spit flame. Hearts do not beat with purpose or desire to live. Dreamless always call out to Reef Talon, beg Muling for answers. Reef Talon has none. Sleepless brood would not leave Beast Woman, always reminder of failure.
Why flee the wound?
Too dangerous. What if Reef Talon's milk sickens cubs? What if blood corrodes tinker tools? No. Too much to lose. Reef Talon will take no chances. Will stay confined to depths.
Not impossible, but would I have to use another technique than modern AI? Knowing Disney, they would have probably keep such a discovery in a vault. That would also explain why they are not on a crusade against AI as people expected them to be. That's some deep conspiracy lore shit, but I like it. That's some deep conspiracy shit. Disney has their own secret generative AI they've had in the background this whole time. That's why they're not against it. But they've kept it under lock and key somehow. So what hope do you gain from hiding here?
Not hiding. Am saving others. Reef Talon could not let corrupting power harm kin and kith. Left homed in, but did not abandon tribe. Did not run and hide, but does not know what will solve problem.
So you're content to let Jaspos and Wagstaff lead your tribe?
Would hope Ocean Mystic and Stonecutter choke on own hatreds. Reef Talon is no longer Prima, so must not, cannot, be concerned by such matters.
Can you be sure that your powers won't manifest in a new way that harms the settlers, even from here?
Beast Woman did not envision this. Fatebinder speaks of possible truth. Sleepless poison is created by mending touch. What if same corruption grows stronger and spreads from afar? Perhaps Reef Talon has been cursed for trespassing, where human Prima called Kairos forbids.
How'd you come to find the wound? Mickey will make so much money you didn't have to pay Goofy to write. Oh yeah, Goofy just likes to write. Didn't you know that? For a moment, her eyes grow distant as shed their intensity.
Reef Talon has lived 4 lives. First life was free Metaborn in islands near human lands called Stalwart. Second life was a slave. Third life was Prima to Wound Tribe. And now Reef Talon lives 4th life as wretched outcast, skulking in deep pits of Old Walls.
What was your life as Mantiborn?
Metaborn are warriors of land and ocean, more free than land-trapped beastmen. Island kith are not quarrelsome like Tyr's tribes, not always leading packs to rend-right kill rivals over parched land. Island warriors respect tribe boundaries, where sand meets water. Beast Woman has no need to fight other tribes. Mother Ocean fights Great Mauls and Deep Lurkers to test warriors and mystics, to keep Metaborn strong. Has Fatebinder wrestled with Black-Eyed Great Maw, with head of tails and spears? Or killed Clearskin Lurker with glowing fangs and snakes for limbs? Has human ever heard Deadly Song of Stinking Cloud and stayed awake? Metaborn does not need tribal war to stay fierce. Hunt, breed, feed packmates. Was good life.
About your time of slavery?
Was less than 7 years ago. Reef Talon awoke to nest beset with humans. Human tribe answering to Primus Stratus overwhelmed Reef Talon and kin. Likely survived only because humans desired captive muscle, not roasted beast. Long did Reef Talon toil in confinement, until mystics from Chorus tribe came one morning to human den. As humans drank-fretted feasted over a moonless night, blood rage filled Reef Talon and the other captive kin. Saw only red, awoke to butchered captors, and freedom. Reef Talon does not know what fever possessed other beastmen. Did not think to ask. thought only of escape.
Though you were not witness to the events, you heard rumors of Chorus blood chanters performing all manner of arcane experiments on the Mantiborn, the indigenous beastmen of Stalwart. Though you know little of what the study involved, this beast is proof that at least one victim survived the blood chanter's curiosity. So did you learn your magic from Mantiborn mystics?
No. Mantiborn groomed Reef Talon for such role, but only for a season. Outsiders came. Mystic paint came off. War paint came on. And tribe was shattered. Reef Talon, never given rites of initiation, is not deserving of ancient title.
How'd you come to lead the wound?
Did not come to wound to be Prima, but once arrived, Reef Talon was only proper answer. Was best at hunting new prey. Showed Canon Geth how to slink through deep dark, how to hold ground against scourge beasts. All beasts bowed to Reef Talon. Once, Wound Clan gathered to discuss scourge hunt in Old Walls. Stonecutter and Ocean Mystic could not agree on plan, wished only to bicker and yell until Reef Talon roared and the whelps cowered. Tribe knew only Prima Reef Talon could maintain order, until Tribe became fearful of Prima's magic felt tough. Then Beastwoman could no longer inspire order, only fear.
Want to know more of your healing abilities?
Does Fatebinder remember time before knowing to crawl? Beastwoman did not know such power existed until packmates already mended. Have no answers for Fatebinder or Beastwoman.
How do those powers awaken in you?
Beastwoman cannot say for sure. Ever since coming to this place, Reef Talon feels hum of magic, but did not feel until it already happened. Packmate was injured on patrol, and Reef Talon ran to clutch injured whelp. Beastwoman remembers hearing lifeblood from inside dying body, and roared it to obey. That's when Mending Right began to knit flesh. That's when Reef Talon's shame began.
Why do you think the healed became sleepless?
Can describe sensation of healing power, but not meaning. When human lies on ground with lifeblood pouring from wounds, Reef Talon can sense blood rage inside dying creature. And when Beast Woman touches paw to human, Reef Talon can stoke blood rage to live longer? To demand the blood keep pumping? I'm not explaining right, no. Can't. But Mystic Gift always goes too far. Always. Mending Rights, grab of life spark, stretches far and fast until extinguished left drowned. After right, human's wounds come close and lifeblood dries, but life spark is gone. Healed human is hollow, does not remember pain or pleasure, does not dream, is sleepless.
Do you think being in the Old Walls give you these powers?
Maybe. Reef Talon never finished proper teaching to be mystic. Power always feels like it's coming from within Reef Talon. But maybe Old Walls awoke in Mending Right? Human not allowed to die will bully and force heart to drum loudly.
Exactly. It is time for you to return to the wound, in one form or another.
Human will leave this place. Nothing to discuss. Leave Reef Talon to suffer with withered kin. Let finding Reef Talon fade from memory.
Your blood is special. Wagstaff can use it to cleanse the water for years to come. Will you submit and help the wound?
No. Reef Talon has seen cages of torture and blood-taking. Will not be skinned and flayed as common elk.
Return to the wound. You could be of help there.
Reef Talon has already fouled packmates. Mending Right's clothes rips and tears, but left empty husk in place of human kith. Wound Tribe no longer accepts Reef Talon as alpha, or even lowly pack whelp. Fatebinder speaks empty words that cannot be fulfilled.
You're only running because the Sleepless remind you of your guilt. If I could help them find peace, would you return?
Mystic strength is source of dreamless corruption. Reef Talon could keep power buried inside, and focus on leading hunt for scourge beasts. Could still serve tribe.
Sounds like this Athene has not studied human languages enough yet.
But dreamless brood clings to life. Hollow husks always follow Reef Talon. Step stumble through dark halls in hunger for pack leaders' call. No way to ease suffering of sleepless except by death. But Reef Talon will not kill feudal kith. Is Fatebinder suggesting?
No. If that's the only way, then that's not an option.
Human is foolish and cruel. Should not bray and give voice to futile hope.
You should lead.
Ocean Mystic Wagstaff and Stonecutter Jaspers roar loudly. Wound leaders imitate Alpha, but must link smile boast to scrounge respective tribe. True Primer does not scrounge. True Primer already has respect. Was like this when Reef Talon claimed Wound Tribe, but now packmates fear minting rights. Reef Talon does not have respect needed to tame Wagstaff and Jaspers.
I'll find another way it doesn't involve killing them.
Beastwoman has tried to quell restless storm within Sleepless. Has failed. Pain of whelps is vast and unending. Fatebinder is foolish to try to bring peace to wretched Dreamless. Can try. Reef Talon will still be here after human has failed.
Gather the sleepers together and kill them to alleviate Reef Talon every guilt. Oh. Is that the only option? There's gotta be another option, right? Right? There's gotta be. Actually, let me head over here. That can't be it. There's gotta be more. Quest log's not always saying all options. We also don't know the DLC. Fair. Do a quick rest to get rid of all these wounds.
This'll be fun.
Well, that was a very quick destruction.
Fall before me! See that?
Okay, I see the shining
Can't do
sparkling. I see it over there. Are you gonna, like, let me at it?
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't.
Apparently you can't.
I'm afraid not. Apologies, but I can't do that.
Why not?
Will do.
I don't know what a game wants me to do there, then. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be one of the Chronicles, but it's just not triggering, so I can't actually grab it? Maybe the resting broke something.
Heads up, we have company.
And we'll make sure to take these two out without triggering the other portal.
If I had kids, they'd be feeling that one.
Take that!
Can't do that.
Yep. And separate combat. And donezo. Iron Warhammer. That's it. Okay. Hmm. Well, I guess it doesn't relate to, killing the Havoc, since that's already done. You would think if that was the key, then, well, it would be solved by now.
Hey, come have a look at this.
Curious.
You need a short break? Alright, so Beltus. I'll probably be wrapping up soon. So you have a good rest of your day / night. Whichever it's going to be. As you approach the wall, what at first appeared to be a collection of haphazard stains seems, on closer inspection, deliberate creation. A procession of handprints, all of them too large to be human, but about the right size to those of beasts, festoon the wall, though each is varied in its shape and features. These were most certainly made by the hands of beasts, but this is far too old to have been the work of the recent arrivals. The prints are all of a similar style, a single color mark of palm and splayed fingers. There is considerable variety in the exact shapes and sizes of the handprints displayed. Compare the paint on each print. You examine the prints individually, tracing your finger along the wall surface to detect any noteworthy changes in texture. After a few moments, you determine there are 2 distinct types of print. The first appear to be made with some sort of dark pigment that flakes off at the touch. Many of these pigment-mated prints have faded, some to where only the palm is visible. But the other style appears to be more an act of heat branding than paint layered on stone. These charcoal black handprints are slightly recessed, as if the stone had melted from the imprinter's touch. From the corner of your eye, these prints seem to shimmer with the reds and blues of the Bane, but on direct observation, the prints always have a matte black finish. It soon becomes clear that nearly every print is distinguished from one another, some greatly so. Some prints sport bulbous palms, others rectangular, some fingers appear long and clawed, others stunted, a few even show signs of webbing between digits, or joints that bend at odd angles. Short of cataloging specific details of each print, you feel confident that you've given the wall a thorough investigation. So, at least one of the creators of this mural had enough magic to melt solid stone. Could the Bane have done this? Excuse me. Perhaps it's showing contrast between those who were touched by the Bane and those who weren't. I see it too. A few of these prints reflect similar hues as the Bane. Most unsettling. Anything new I can examine out? Nope, nothing new. I can't suss anything else out. Yeah, there's something in here. Which I don't exactly know how I would get in there. I'm not seeing anything from that route. I see what looks like a door here. No, that's a wardrobe. Yeah, chest.
Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know how to get in there yet.
Can't do that.
It's probably teleported from the other spot. There's also what looks like this walkway that's serving as a waterfall at the moment. Yeah, not a whole lot else. Let's teleport back over here. Let's see if we can get that one hidden parchment thing. Since it wouldn't proc for us a little bit ago. Oh, there's things for me to investigate over there. Nope. Still not wanting to be visible. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's loot. There's some loot I was missing. And over here, I can't see anything to interact with from afar. And the same if I go back here. Nothing for me to interact with there. Quite the shame that. But it be what it be. Welcome back. Why did you stay here in Bastard's Wound? At first, part of me genuinely thought the old walls were safer than the war. When it was Reef Talon, Wagstaff, and Jaspos and the others working together, life from the Wound was actually quite pleasant. And I won't lie, I've always dreamt of exploring the old walls, and I'm getting on in years, so it seemed a fitting place for a scholar to write her final chapters. I am the least fascinating subject I can think of, but if questions asked. What's your role with the Sages? I am a willing victim of the impossible chronicle endeavor, or the chronicle as those outside our school know it. I aim to transcribe all that I witness in my lifetime with the highest precision, accuracy, and comprehension achievable. More specifically, I've tried to focus on the events of the realms. While there is a place for drawing flowers and conducting biographies of lowly peasants, I leave such things to other chroniclers. Both Lexime and I have spent decades contributing to the Chronicle. We even co-authored a few pieces back in the day. The Rye survey was by far the best. Olive Teratus needed to know which distillery in Ardent made the strongest hooch. We do important work as sages. How'd you come from the Vellum Citadel to here? I took it upon myself to record as much of the war for the Chronicle as possible. This quickly led me to the conclusion that the Vellum Citadel would fall in time, So I enlisted Mel in my plot to lug as much of the Chronicle out of the Citadel as we could. I knew of Rostrum's holdfast in my time chronicling the invasion of the Bastard Tier. I came thinking I'd use his manor as a place to stash our writing in. Well, I discovered Cairn had shattered the fort, but in doing so, created a tunnel into the old walls. With the war raging on the surface, it just never seemed like a good time to leave. Without your magic, how have you possibly survived? You would think me lying, but I stand here as proof. For whatever reason, the Bane seemed not to notice me. I dare say, in all the time I've been here, I haven't seen the Bane respond to any of the Sleepless. Could be we're too wretched for even them to hunt. I hypothesized that Reef Talon did defoul our minds, and made us toxic or unappetizing to the Bane. We are once tasty morsels now rolled in dung. So while I can't say for sure why it is, I can say I've been here for weeks, span, a very long time now, and the Bane have ignored me this whole time. As am I. I'm a curious malady, and one I only partially comprehend. Why did the Sleepless enter the old walls? Not that we were all cogent enough to share our feelings, but I and the other Sleepless feel a little better nearer to Reef Talon than afar. None of us wanted to be a burden to the people above, and it just made sense to follow her down. Unfortunately, Reef Talon can't seem to stand the sight of us in her grief. A shame. How'd you become one of the Sleepless? Same as all of us, by the healing power of Reef Talon. It was when that group of disfavored found this place. I was injured in the fight, and since none of us yet knew of the downside Reef Talon's magical touch, I, of course, allowed her to heal me. We'll resolve this on the morrow. I am very curious as to how we could not kill everyone. But who knows? I don't even know if that might be possible. But again, we'll have to learn that one tomorrow. For tonight, I need to send y'all off to our usual Wednesday of Samhain, who's playing some Final Fantasy 16. So thank you all for being here. If you're not subbed, there's your raid message. If you are subbed, there's your fancy little raid message. It comes with fancier hearts. But thank you all for hanging out, spending your time with me. But nobody asked me any questions about the snake. So much for the AMA. Yeah, thank you both for being here, and for everyone else for lurking. I appreciate it. Now let's go hang out with Samhain. I'm going to go off to bed rather soonish. It's late. So, y'all take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. And I shall see y'all tomorrow evening. Goodbye.